guys, welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about silver and my experience buying silver. So as you all know, I have an eBay store, and some of the main things that I sell is jewelry. A lot of silver, and just from the nature of my store, I come across silver quite a bit, like historical coins, bullion, all those different types of silver items. And the first time that I bought like bullion was maybe like 10 to 15 years ago, and I remember I bought it for like $19 an ounce. You might be able to check for me like the charts, right, and see exactly how much it was during that time period, but the point is that it was relatively low, and compared to prices now. So with that said, some of the considerations, or if you're someone who's interested in buying silver, these are the considerations that I have for you, or things to think about, right, when you're buying silver. The very first one is liquidity. Silver can be a little challenging to sell at times. Like the recent spike that we saw, I heard stories where people were basically not buying silver at the spot price, and it makes sense, right? You get this huge spike in silver. Refineries get a little nervous. They're scared that they're going to buy, when everybody's trying to sell at once, and they're just essentially kind of scared that the spot's going to tank right after they buy, I think we did kind of see that at one point, right, where when we reached the high, it went back down, and that's essentially what they're trying to protect. So the problem with that is that, let's say an emergency comes up, you need your money back from this silver investment. When you get ready to sell it, depending on the market conditions, it can be a little bit challenging to sell it because you have to do a lot of research. I'm not saying it's impossible, right? You might have your connections already. This might not be a problem for you. But for a newer investor who you might not have that many connections, as far as like who's buying it and who's giving you the best price, that is something that I ran into as a newer individual who started investing in silver. So just be aware of that when you get ready to sell, you might get a completely different price for it. What I would say is do your research, don't give up, like don't sell it to the first person you see or who's offering to buy it from you. The other thing is stay away from like pawn shops. They are typically at the bottom of the list, right? They're going to give you the lowest price because they're not really in the business of refining silver, right? They're in the business of reselling. So they need to make money too, and they got utilities, they got employees, so all of that is going to factor what they're paying. The other consideration is where to store it, right? Especially if you're a serious like silver investor. Imagine having like all of these coins at your home. It can be a little bit dangerous, right? Because what if someone breaks in, they take them? It's not like it's safe at a bank, right? Where your money is just nobody's gonna touch it. It's a bank, right? It's FDIC insured. Like there's no real risk in having money at a bank. So again, I'm not here to say that silver is a bad investment. Obviously not, right? I buy silver and I like it. I enjoy it, especially like the older coins. That's what I enjoy. I love handling those older coins and just thinking about all the history they have and maybe all the people who have touched that coin. I'm a big fan of that, right? But I'm just kind of sharing some of the considerations again, just some of the things to think about. That way you're not surprised when you do buy, when you do buy silver. As an investor myself, those are the things that I kind of ran into, or some of the challenges that I had. But overall, another way to, let's say you don't want too much bulk, you could invest in gold, right? Gold is another option. Much more expensive, so like one gold coin is many silver coins, right? 1 ounce of gold is several 1 ounce of silver. So concerned about like the storage, about the safety of it, gold is an alternative because it's easier to store because it's smaller depending on how much you have, right? But yeah, that would be one of the biggest considerations. It's just liquidity. Always have an emergency fund so you don't run into those situations. It's the whole point of an emergency fund, is to have liquid cash. Don't make your emergency fund silver, right? That wouldn't make sense, because if something does come up, you gotta sell it, and it's just not that easy to liquidate it. So anyway, that's the message for the day. I hope you enjoyed my videos. Again, this is just my personal journey to achieve financial success or financial freedom, whatever you want to call it. I've tried many different types of investments, and I enjoy a lot of them, and there's always the considerations with each one of them. So that's what I'm sharing. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys. Bye.